Munich at the most famous shooting range owned by the Bavarian Shootingsport Association for more than 50 years now, the Olympic shooting range where the 1972 Olympics were held. And this week we got to see the best athletes in the world compete for their place on the podium at the ISSF World Cup in Munich 2025. So hope you're ready for the 10-meter air rifle event. Women breaking the ice here in this World Cup. Today's schedule is not super packed. We have two finals today. This is what is mostly going to be happening in this competition. 5 days are ahead of us, and the athletes are just getting ready to stand here in the final hall with us and show us what they've got. We had an exciting qualification today with a world record in qualification coming in from the 18-year-old Wang Zufei from China. She had won back-to-back gold medals in the first 2 World Cups of ISSF, and I'm really interested to see how it goes here today. So the event details of the ISSF World Cup in Munich 2025 for the 10-meter air rifle event. Of course, it's 24 shots. The maximum weight of the rifle is 5.5 kilos, and the bullseye is like a dot on a paper. You wouldn't believe it, but these athletes really shoot it quite often, more often than we would think. The air rifle is customizable, but this is a plain version of the rifles here. The athletes do customize it to fit them, all in the frame of what is allowed, of course, which is checked through the equipment control, which was happening right next to the final hall here. So all mornings yesterday, athletes were coming in and going through their equipment control. They always have a chance to change or adjust something to fit the allowed parameters. So the final for the 10-meter air rifle women will begin soon. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook as we're going live on the official YouTube channel of ISSF, as well as our Facebook page. And if you're interested in what else is going on the shooting range or in general in shooting sport, make sure to follow ISSF's Instagram page, as we have a great team dropping content every day. Here are the finalists that will be in the 10-meter air rifle, and right now our Jamie Stangram is introducing them. Coming out first on position H from France is Arsène Miller, the 22-year-old junior world champion of 2021 in the Lima.
European champion with 5 World Cup medals to her name across the rifle events. On firing point G, representing Republic of Korea, Van Jin.
Representing the Republic of Korea, 17-year-old and the youngest here, Van Jin.
In her second year of international competition, last year in Munich, she picked up World Cup silver ahead of winning Olympic gold at Paris 2024. She is the Olympic champion and the world #1.
Yeah, just as Jamie mentioned, a silver medal from Munich last year over here.
Republic of China, Wang Zufei.
And now the biggest name today, the 18-year-old from People's Republic of China, Wang Zufei, the 20-year-old champion of Lima last year, back-to-back 2 gold medals at World Cups. Today a new world record in qualification. A lot from her today as well.
On firing point E, representing Republic of Korea, Kwon Eun-ji.
Kwon Eun-ji, representing the Republic of Korea, the 22-year-old with 3 World Cup medals to her name, a gold medal from Granada in 2024, and this year a silver from Buenos Aires.
Of the 2025 season so far. On firing point D, representing India, Lavino Valerivan.
Valerivan of India, the 25-year-old junior silver medalist of World Championship in Changwon back in 2018.
5 senior World Cup medals, including 2 golds from this event.
She was actually 4th in Munich back in 2018, so she might be back for another try in this final hall. Han Jiayu, the 23-year-old from People's Republic of China. World champion from Baku in 2023 with 8 World Cup medals to her name total.
And on firing point B, representing Norway, Jeanette Hegdustad.
On firing point B, Jeanette Hegdustad representing Norway, the 26-year-old. 2 Olympic Games behind her, yet to win an individual medal here in Munich, but she does have 17 World Cup medals total. 3-time individual World Cup gold medalist for the 50-meter 3 position. She's here today for the 10-meter. And last but definitely not the least, one of the most interesting ones here today, the 18-year-old Elif Altun, who's debuting at her first ISSF Senior World Cup.
The jury member in charge is Lee Yun-chul of Republic of Korea. And the chief range officer
Here is the jury in charge from Republic of Korea, Mr. Lee.
Take your position.
All right, so those are our finalists today that we have at the ISSF World Cup for rifle and pistol in Munich, Germany for the 10-meter air rifle women. There were over 160 ladies here today qualifying. Here's our Chief Range Officer, Sven Asmus of Germany, who's now going to call for sighting shots for the athletes.
Start.
So here we have Turkey, Norway, China, India, Korea, and France. So far we've seen India and China dominating the competitions, especially the last one, the junior competition in Seoul. That was just 2 weeks ago.
Apologies for the delay to the start time of this final. There was a technical issue.
And yeah, as our announcer Jamie Segram is saying right now, we had a bit of a difficulty and a technical issue in qualification, and that's why there's a 30-minute delay
live on the ISSF YouTube
today.
channel and also the Olympic channel as well. So do make lots of noise, show your support for the athletes, and let the world hear you. We'll have highlights as well of this final and all of the finals at this World Cup available on YouTube and Facebook. Photos and reels also on Instagram and on the ISSF website. I'll be back soon to talk more about the rules of this event in case you're new to it. But for now, I'll leave you with some music, courtesy of DJ Home.
Jamie is always really good with hyping up the audience here in the final hall, and this is the largest shooting range open for the public in the world actually, and has a very long history of shooting and tradition here in Bavaria, and it's really felt around the shooting range. I'm sure most of the athletes feel it even after coming here for many years. You can check our Instagram account content and maybe have a peek at the rest of the shooting range in the days to come. But let's see, our coach is here today. Kind of Norway, behind Jeanette Hegdustad. Panling, right behind Han Jae-yu, 23-year-old world champion of Baku. Svarnik or Vala Rivan. We have Mr. Bay for Korea. All right, but let's first go to our announcer, Jamie Stangram, on the field of play. Jamie, there was over 160 ladies on the qualifying line today, only to trickle down to these top 8 here. Do you feel like the ladies are under high pressure today?
Oh, definitely, Martina. Yeah, hello, welcome to the finals hall. I'm down in the field of play. It is tense down here. I'm feeling the pressure, and I'm not even competing in this final. We did have the delay to the start time, so the finals hall has pretty much been full for the last sort of 30 to 40 minutes-ish, which is quite rare. Usually it fills up just minutes before the athletes are presented to the audience. So we had a lot of noise, a lot of energy from the packed crowd here in Munich as the athletes were introduced to them. Now it's quieting down a bit, but I think we know we've got one big final on our hands here with the world champion Han Jia-Yu in the mix. We've also got the Olympic champion and world number one in Ban from Korea, just 17 years of age. She pretty much skipped college to compete at the Olympics, then went back to college with her Olympic gold as Olympic champion. She's down there. And also one of the stories of the season as well, which is Wang Sufei of China. She's in her first year of international competition, a junior world champion, and secured back-to-back golds at the Buenos Aires World Cup in this event and then Lima. So she's once again in the final and set a qualifying world record in the process. So yeah, I think it's going to be tense, that's for sure.
Yeah, seeing that world record in qualification by the Chinese athlete. Well, India and China really dominated the Junior World Cup in Seoul, and we have athletes from both of the countries in this final here as well, both at the top of the rank in the qualification, kind of really going at it. Jamie, do you feel like this is a race between China and India is going on and continue into this World Cup as well?
Yeah, you're right about the Junior World Championships, but actually this 2025 season in general, it was the same in Argentina. It was a real battle between China and India. China in the end topping the medal table, and then we had the same thing in Peru. So it really does feel like the story of the season. And as you mentioned, they're both nations represented in this final, so it could happen again here at the Munich World Cup, China versus India. But let's not forget we have two athletes from Korea, we've got Turkey represented, Norway and France as well. It's going to be one big battle, and we are seconds away, Martina, from getting started.
Yes, we are. Thank you, Jamie, very much. As you mentioned, my name is Martina Lucic. I'll be a commentator for these week's finals, and here with me is none other than Egypt's best, Mohammed Hamdi, Mo Hamdi, multiple African champion and national holder, record holder. I'm excited to have you here as my co-commentator. How are you? How does it feel to be in Munich again?
Followed by 14 single shots, each five on command in a time of 50 seconds. Eliminations of the lowest ranking finalists will begin after shot number 12, so that's after the first two single shots. And those eliminations will continue.
Very challenging. I can imagine. Do you think that this is how these ladies are feeling here today?
And the silver and gold medals after shot 24. If there's a tie for the lowest ranked finalists to be eliminated, the tie finalists will fire additional tie-breaking single shots until the tie has been broken. Good luck to all of the athletes, and let the final begin.
All right, so we are seconds away from starting with the first series of 5 shots. And this is that moment when you need to gather all of your strength, I presume.
Exactly.
To keep going, what would be your favorite shot to shoot as the first shot?
10.9.
10 point already.
Already, yeah.
Already into the 10.9.
Yeah.
I imagine that kind of gets your heart rate even more going if you hit a 10.9 immediately.
Load.
But I'm sure a lot of the athletes would share that opinion with you.
Start.
Actually, you need to have the 10.9 every shot, not just the first shot. That's our target here.
That is very...
But when you get it, you know that you're doing everything is perfectly as it should be.
Okay, let's see who shoots the first 10.9 in this competition. Here we have Altun, the 18-year-old from Turkey. How was your feeling when you were debuting at a World Cup for the first time, like she is right now?
Shooting there?
Shooting for the first time ever at a final of a World Cup.
Actually, for me, I think it was kind of the same feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Shooting the final for the African competition or any other competition, but at the same time, this is being amongst the best people of the world, shooting with them, so that makes you feel like really nice, especially that I held up a little bit and got the steps of it. So it was a good experience for me, and it gives me like I'm here now.
You're here now. Definitely, after beating so many people in qualification like these ladies today, having over 160 of them in qualification, and that delay that happened, so it wasn't a very easy road to get here in the finals, but here they are now. This is Jeanette Hegdustad, the 26-year-old that we've seen many times over and over again in the finals, but mostly in the 50-meter 3 position. Now we see her even coming into the 10-meter more and more. They only shot 2 shots so far, more or less, but no 10.9s if I can notice. 10.8 was the strongest one. Came from the Indian athlete Valerie Van, 25-year-old with 5 World Cup medals. Last one was in Rio in 2023, winning a gold medal. I think we're going to see her right about now.
Here we have a 10.9 from Van from Korea.
Here she is. Oh, we got a 10.9 from none other than the Olympic champion of Paris. So it kind of suits the situation over here. That was the first 10.9 we've seen. Okay. Here's that gold medal from Rio for the Indian athlete. So far, wrapping up with a 10.7. Not too bad. Would you be happy with a 52.9?
I would be very happy.
You would be very happy, okay. So we know it's a pretty good one. Alton is not bad also, 52.1. Not bad for a debuter, that's for sure. Wrapping up with a 10.7 from our world record holder since today in qualification. That was 637.9. How long do you think that one is going to last as a record in the world?
You don't know, especially in this game.
You never know.
Yeah, especially from the Chinese and the Indians.
Oh, yeah. Might last until the next World Cup. Who knows? We'll see. I have the jury here from Croatia on the right. That was Petar Plavčić. Oh, a 10.9 for a wrap-up from the Korean athlete, Kwon Eun-ji. Silver medalist from Buenos Aires, who's actually taken the lead after the first 5 shots. 0.3 of a difference behind is the Indian athlete, and then we have the world record holder for qualification, Wang, on the 3rd position. But so far it seems like it's a pretty tight battle between the first 5 positions, I would say. Even Ban and Dustad are here completely tied at 52.6. Would you say at this point of the final this is going to be a tough one?
Very tough one.
So far it looks like the ladies have definitely taken what they've shown in qualification and are showing that here now in the finals as well.
Let's see how have the experience to shoot the final.
Yeah. All right, so a lot of them above a 52, even a 52.5, which is already pretty good. That would wrap up to a 105 in qualification for the 10 shots that they shoot for 1 round, which is not a bad round, but these athletes have shown that you need to go even higher to get into the finals of a World Cup such as this one. Look at these shots, 10.7s, 10.8 from Wang now. Here is Ban shooting her first shot as a 10.7. These are some crazy results.
I believe to be in the final for women competition 10 meters, you have to shoot minimum 10.6 every shot.
It used to be, I used to say a 10.5 is a good shot.
Not anymore.
But I think, yeah, I think it's gone up to a 10.6 at this point. Valerie Van, 10.9. Here's another one. We've had 3 so far, I think.
Yeah.
Here's Åsa Miller. The 22-year-old, she is still very, very young. She started some time ago, really, with 5 World Cup medals to her name total. Only 22. Can you imagine that? She started very young, winning European championships as well as Junior World Championships. Of course, the ISSF Junior World Cup in Seoul. Many of the athletes we see on the top of the podium of World Cups in senior competitions have once been there at the junior competition, and that one I think is a very special one for the juniors. It just ended 2 weeks ago.
They still have many years to shoot left for
They
them.
still have many years to shoot, yes. And even these seniors are very young here. We have 2 18-year-olds, one from Turkey, one from China. That's Altun, who's debuting and our world record holder. And then a 17-year-old from Korea. Most of the other ladies are in their 20s, but all are very, very young. Here's Valerivan. She's 25. She's actually one of the older ones. You wouldn't have guessed, but yeah. Looks like she had a couple of those who are below a 10.5. Wrapping up with that 10.5 that we just said might not be good enough anymore. Yeah. 10.6 is what these athletes are after now. Just kind of what we're seeing with Dustad here. She only had 1 shot below that 10.5. And that's actually keeping her at the top of the rank right now. But things are changing really quickly as another athlete shoots into the target. You can just see the rank completely switch everything.
Yes. Like Valerivan used to be the second in the first series, and now she's the 4th.
Yeah, she fell down to the 4th. Actually, she's with Dustad in the 3rd position, but Kwon and Wang are sharing the 1st position, and then the 5th position is also being shared by Van and Miller. And if you see, the differences are really, really small, and we've already gone through 10 shots. This is something we usually see after maybe the first 5 shots, but after 10 shots things get a bit more clear, which is something that didn't happen here today. So I think things are gonna get even more interesting as we go down the road of this final. But it's time for the first single shot. Is this the time of the higher pressure?
This is the time for the higher pressure because you need to shoot even more better and get higher score to, as you can see, the first 4 athletes, they have difference like 0.1 difference between them, so they need to even more like 10.7, 10.8 minimum to overcome this.
So we're not even talking about millimeters anymore, we're talking about, I guess, micrometers. It's really such a small difference. A nice 10.8 from Valerivan, 10.9 from Han. Look at those shots. And looks like it's been a bit of a mishap over there with Ban. I don't think that there is a 9 allowed in the finals anymore.
Not anymore. If you get a 9, you're out.
Yes, seems like Ban is over there sharing the 6th position with Han. And they're both...
Valerivan, she's first now.
Yeah, look at her. She's back and sharing the position with Wang. We have our debuter at the bottom of the rank, 0.8 of a difference, which definitely puts her in danger zone at this point because we have only 1 more shot before the first elimination. And I think she's pretty aware of what's going on, especially sharing the firing line with such big names. I'm sure she's seen them and heard of them all before she stood here.
I remember the first 2 shots were the most stressful shots for me at the final.
I can imagine, because after that you kind of sat into it and made peace that you have 50 seconds for a shot. 10.3 from Altoon. I don't think it's going to be enough. Let's see, Han. You never know, though. You never know. But a 10.6 from Han. We really need to see what Ban had for her shot. I think that's going to settle the score here. It's going to be 1 point of a difference. And that might be the last time in this final that we see a difference of 1 point when these ladies are saying here. But a very nice debut from the 18-year-old from Turkey, Elif Altoon. Would you be happy winning the 8th place for the first time when you're debuting?
No, of course not.
You wouldn't?
No.
Okay. Shooting for the highest rank. It is her first time, though. She's only 18. She has a lot of time, I think. Valerivan of India is leading the rank over here for the 10-meter air rifle at the ISSF World Cup in Munich. 2025 after 12 shots. We have another 2 shots coming up to decide on the 7th place. And right now, I think it's mostly between Korea's Ban and China's Han Ji-yu. Only 0.1 of a difference. Do you have a tendency to look at the scores and look at the differences, or do you try to just focus on the target?
I try not to.
You try not to?
Yeah.
I think most of the athletes, they all tell me they try not to, but I think they're making it hard for them a bit because they have a lot of monitors in front of them telling them what's happening.
And the ranking and everything.
Yeah.
So you try to focus and not to look at it, but it's very hard.
Yeah, Valerivan really had some amazing shots now with a 10.5. She's on that line that we talk about all the time, but a 10.6 from Mheer, who is currently in the 5th position. Now the difference is 0.3 between Han and Ban, as Han shot a 10.0, which is something I don't think you want to do in the finals. And of course, it's not something you do on purpose. Of course. But do you really feel the difference between a 10.9 and a 10.0 when you shoot?
Actually, I can feel the difference between 10.9 and 10.5.
Okay, okay. So you get to that level of feeling that difference. So even before looking at the target, you kind of know what your shot was?
Yes, in a way. You, after a lot of practice, you understand your body and your rifle and everything that's happening and the movement, and you kind of have an idea where the shot is going. And then you can know, like, for practice, my coach switch off the monitor and he makes me shoot and he tells me where is it, and I tell him the direction of the shot. So I have to be aware where is it.
That's really incredible. So even the equipment and everything, it can make you stable, but in the end, it really comes down to you.
Yes.
Let's see this battle between Han and Ban over here for the 7th place and staying in the finals. 10.8 from Han. That's going to be a 0.1 of a difference between the ladies. And this is something we might see more often in this final, I think. That 0.1 of a difference, if not even having a shoot-off. I'm not... sometimes when I say it, it really happens. But like you can feel where your shot is going.
I was actually thinking about it. Yes. We might have 1 or 2 shot-offs this time.
I think so. I think it wouldn't be a surprise to have a couple of shoot-offs. So we have Ban Hyojin, the 17-year-old Olympic champion from Paris, winning the 7th place here in Munich. So that can make you think what kind of a competition that is when the Olympic champion just flew out of the finals in the 7th place. And we have another 6 ladies staying here. Wang taking the lead. And now we're throwing Valerivan, who is now in the 2nd position, but only again that famous 0.1 of a difference. Next two shots to decide the 6th place. I think this is the moment, and you're going to tell me if it is, where the athletes and the whole situation kind of gets a bit less stressful than it was in the first couple of single shots. And then again, it gets more stressful as we get to the decision of the bronze medal, I think.
Exactly. Because this is the time that you started to have a feeling of what's happening around you and with the position and everything, because they don't give you much time for preparation.
The only downside is maybe for the athletes now, the audience is starting to be a bit more louder. So that can take a bit of the focus. We can see Han had a 10.4, Valerie Van as well. Kwon into a 10.3, Wang 10.2, which means something happened in this shot that made them go a bit lower than it was the standard, I think, so far. But Mheer, she did not fall into that category. 10.8 from her. Now she's in the 5th place, and she definitely put Han down into the danger zone. How would you feel right now if you were in Han's position? You're 6th. There's 1.1 of a difference. Only one shot to go.
I'll just shoot my last shot and enjoy it. That's it.
Go out with the bang.
Hope for the best.
Hope for the best. The only thing you can do at this point, probably the only thing she might be doing if she's aware of where she is at this point in the rank, because I think a lot of, especially I hear this from the Chinese athletes, they really don't look at the screen. They really try not to look at what is happening and just stay in the zone. So we're going to see, out into a 10.1 from Valerie Van. That's going to push her down, I'm sure. Yep, already going down in the rank. 10.9 from Han. There she is, really going out with a bang. I did not expect that that's going to be as high, but that's going to be a 10.9, leaving the finals. Could not save her at this moment. The other shots were good enough for this situation. 6th place goes to People's Republic of China. Han Jiayu, the 23-year-old Baku's world champion back in 2023, which means that's she's still the current world champion. Last year we had the Olympics, so no world championship. She's going to be probably defending it this year at the World Championship in Cairo.
Yes.
It's going to be in your hometown.
Looking forward to it.
All right, in the 2nd position, we have Dustad, Kwon, Valerie Van. The ladies are tied in the 2nd position, following Wang by only 0.1. So now the whole theory we have with the shoot-offs is getting stronger and stronger, I think. Mheer is behind, but only 0.2 of a difference. There was a bit of a blip with Dustad, but oh look, Valerie Van almost back into a 10.9, 10.7 from her. Mheer 10.2. Solid 10s from Kwon and Wang, and Dustad hit a 10.3, which pushed her down into the 4th place. Really just one shot can determine what's gonna happen with you in the finals.
Yeah, the final is more stressful because every shot counts. Unlike the preparation or qualification shots, you can compensate for it later in the next group.
Yeah, because you have 60 shots in qualification here. To get to the top, you only have 24.
Or 12.
Or 12, depends. But to get to the top... But yeah, those first 12, I think, are crucial to have you stay later on as well. Mheer and Dustad here, 4th and 5th place. That's the danger zone. That's what we're focusing on right now to determine the 5th place at the Munich ISSF World Cup here for rifle and pistol. Let's see what the ladies shoot. 0.3 of a difference. Oh, nice. 10.8. Seems to me, yeah. It's a shoot-off. It's the first one.
The first shot.
The first shoot-off we have here. So that was a very nice shot from Mheer. Dustad really was able to kind of defend herself with that 10.5. But going into the next shot, she needs to be better. Now she does not have that whole...
So at this point, the stress from the last shot doubles. Right now.
Doubles right now. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Now we'll see what happens between Dustad and Mheer. This is...
And Dustad of Bibi.
Yeah, definitely. When there is a shoot-off, the whole energy of the room changes immediately.
Exactly.
And you can imagine what it does to the two athletes who are supposed to be shooting that shoot-off. Let's see. A lot of cheering from the audience. The two ladies are concentrating. There's 4 years of a difference between the two. Mheer is 22, just shot a 10.3. And into that sweet spot of a 10.6 goes Jeanette Hegg-Dustad. Defending her position in the finals, staying in the finals. And Ossian Muller, she was on position 8. Say goodbye to the finals here in Munich. 5th place goes to France. Now, I would even say one of the most stressful 2 single shots to come that differentiate whether you're going home with nothing or you're ending up on the podium.
Yes, exactly.
What are the feelings right now? What would you say?
Like the feelings right now are for all the shooters, for all 4 of them, because everyone, the difference between them is very small.
Yes.
So they have to shoot and aim for the perfect one.
It's a very small difference. The rank, I wouldn't say doesn't mean anything at this point, but these small differences are really almost like a shoot-off happening from now on. Really no place for an error. Really no place.
That's why our first 12 shots are very important.
Yes. Kind of build up your rank
there at this point. It makes you a less stressful and feel more secure.
Oh, 10.3. I don't think she was happy about that. You could see it on her face for a split second. That was not what she was hoping for. But she stayed at the top of the rank at this point. 0.1 of a difference between her and Quan Wang. We're sharing the 2nd position. Dustad in the 4th place. And actually one of the more interesting things I would say about Dustad, which can make it a little bit harder for her finding herself in this position right now, is the fact that she's been to the Olympics twice and has won the 4th place 3 times.
3 times.
3 times she's won a 4th place at the Olympics, and now she's finding herself in a situation such as this one, potentially again leaving the finals, winning the 4th place, which maybe is a bit of a different psychological effect than the rest of the athletes, because everybody comes with their own
So now we know what she's fighting for between herself.
Yeah, now we know what she's fighting for in her own mind, probably, yeah. 10.3 from Kwon. That's an opportunity for Dustad to climb. Only 0.3 of a difference, and she managed to make it now 0.1, which I don't know if it's better or worse, to be honest. She's very, very close to get onto the podium. Oh, I jumped over. I jumped over. No, it is what actually happened. I was giving her a chance. I thought it was one more shot, but it's not. It's the 4th place for Jeanette Hegdustad of Norway, wrapping it up with only 0.1 of a difference. Honestly, to me, when I see this, knowing the stories of the athletes before, sometimes it can really be heartbreaking. She was so close to get to the podium.
Yeah. 0.1 is really small difference between.
Yeah, and she stayed in the finals with everything that was going on, only to end up on the 4th place. But I guess that's sports, and everybody's battling a different thing. Everybody's battling a different thing. Kwon is in the 3rd position, Wang in the 2nd, and at the top we have India's 25-year-old Valerie Van, who was actually 4th here in Munich in 2018, and look at that, she came back for a medal, and she's gonna win a medal. The question is which one, still, because the differences are pretty small. Still right now 0.2 and 0.3 of a difference, something that can definitely change in even one shot. Oh! I think the whole room stopped. Everything just stopped right now. 9.8, and this is the first one that we've seen in the final. Pushed her down, of course, immediately to the 3rd position. What do you think happened?
I think she shot the shot like really quickly. She didn't give it time, so maybe that's why she didn't prepare for it well.
Why do you think she shot it quickly?
Why?
Yeah.
Maybe she's tired.
Oh, maybe she's tired. Yeah, well,
because it's very stressful here.
It is, and the finals have been going on. Okay, now a very stressful moment for Valerie Van. I'm sure she's going to want to react to that 9.8.
But luckily for her, she got it here.
Yeah, luckily for her, she got it here. Maybe even she got a bit more relaxed at this point, being like, oof, I'm here, which is also not the best thing to do, you know.
Exactly.
10.6, all right, sweet spot. She's not too happy, but you can take what you can take. 10.9 from Wang in this moment, climbing at the top of the rank, and we have the first decision for the first medal of the ISSF World Cup here in Munich, Germany. 2025, it's a bronze medal. First medal to be given away in this competition. Elavenil Valerie Van of India. 4th. 7 years ago, if I'm correct in my math. 4th 7 years ago. And now, 7 years later, winning the bronze medal. I think it has to be a good feeling. I think she's gonna need a bit of time to get over that 9.8, but after that, on the podium, I'm sure she's gonna be happy with the medal. It's a bronze medal for India, and it is a battle between China and Korea now. 0.4 of a difference, to be honest, a bit higher than I was expecting in this final.
Me too. I actually thought there was gonna be another shot off now.
Yeah, it's never late. It's never too late. We do still have 2 more shots to go, so it might still happen. Let's see what they do. Wang Zifei going for her 3rd back-to-back gold medal. Yeah, I think her coach is trying to aim with her if he can. 10.6 from Wang, 10.4 from Kwon. Wang is now in a, I would say, great advantage.
4.6 in this final is a huge difference.
Yeah, that's a huge difference, especially when you know you only have one more shot to go. And the only thing I can say right now is it seems like 2025 is Wang's Yifei's year, because if everything goes to plan in the next shot, it's going to be the third back-to-back gold medal for this 18-year-old, which, to be honest, reminds me of her teammate in the men's event.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've seen many good athletes from China, Cheng Lihao included. Of course, 10.8 from Kwon Eun-ji. Oh, that was almost. That was almost. Okay, what a way to end the first final here at the ISSF World Cup in Munich 2025 for the 10-meter air rifle women. Really kept us on the edge of our seats, especially that last shot. That was really interesting. Wang Zifei is the gold medalist from People's Republic of China. They are now presented. All three of the ladies. Seems like Kwon Eun-ji is already celebrating. Happy with the silver medal. And Elevenil Valerivan coming in her position. She has so many supporters here. Her team from India. Loudest right now as she raises her rifle in the air, winning that bronze medal.
Representing Republic of Korea goes to Kwon Eun-ji.
Republic of Korea. Kwon Eun-ji with the silver.
And the gold medal representing the People's Republic of China goes to Wang Su-fei.
I mean, this deserves the biggest applause. 3 back-to-back gold medals.
With a new record.
With a new record
Munich.
in qualifications, 637.9.
She's not.
And she's obviously. It seems like that's the recipe. It seems like that's the recipe. I don't even know anymore. She is completely in the zone, and
Even Lihao do this.
yeah. Both of them do that. But you know what? They're also very young, and I think that there's a lot of pressure and a lot of people looking at them, and everybody giving them their attention. I can imagine being an 18-year-old and being completely overwhelmed. Because later on, what I see is as the athletes get older, and as we know in these competitions and in shooting sport, you can really shoot for a long time. And then later on, when the athletes are getting a bit older, that's when they begin celebrating a bit more, I think, because, time goes by and